Hi everybody, welcome to Room and Board.
I'm Zachary Groombridge.
And I'm Chris George, and today we are going to be unboxing a couple things. This here is the Astro Knights prototype.
This was a great game. I really enjoyed playing
Well,
this.
guess what, Zach? We now have the real Astro Knights and the little additional mini Astro Knights stuff.
So we get to compare and contrast?
So we get to compare and contrast. And guess what, Zach?
What?
We also have the Aeon's End latest expansion in Wave 7, past and future.
Get Astro Knights out of my way!
With another little mini expansion. And another little mini expansion.
I love Aeon's End, Chris.
Yeah, so Zach and I both really love Aeon's End, right? It's up there for both of us. We've played a lot of it. We played the first Legacy game together.
Well, I know that I like Aeon's End more because we played the first Legacy together.
Yeah.
And then the next time Chris came over, I had all
everything,
all Aeon's End that ever existed stuffed into a box.
Yeah, except for this.
Except for, well, there's two things I don't have, but this is one of them.
I guess I should start filming up top. What do you think, Zach?
You know what? Maybe you should.
Let
them see. Let them see the beauty.
Yeah. So what I thought might be fun, when I heard that Indie Board and Cards was going to send this stuff over, as you know, I did a review on Astro Knights, or maybe you don't. Well, I did a review on Astro Knights when it was on Kickstarter, and it's basically Aeon's End, just with a little couple tweaks. So Indie Board and Cards sent that over to say thanks for doing the review, and then they also sent over this because I told them that I liked the game, and I said, give it to me so I can mix it in with all of Zach's stuff, and we can play it a ton.
You say they're the same game. I think there's some really things that make Astro Knights distinctive.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The main thing...
I've played a ton of Aeon's End with my roommate Brandon, and when we played Astro Knights, he said, I like this better.
That's true.
I would play more Astro Knights. I would not play more Aeon's End.
Yeah.
Or I would play Astro Knights over Aeon's End.
Yeah.
It's a little lighter. It's a little bit more randomized, a little bit less sort of construct a deck. It is a puzzle. A cat just pressed a button and is trying to communicate to us.
And he said puzzle, he wants his puzzle.
Anyway, it's a lighter game.
Yeah.
But I think maybe lighter seems lighter, but I think it's got just as much chunk. But
yeah.
I think it stands on its own just fine. I wouldn't mind having both in my collection. Maybe I could find a way to mix them together, Chris.
And legitimately, like, the reason why I still have the Astro Knights prototype is because I really enjoyed playing it as well. And because Zach has all the Aeon's End content, I was like, well, I want something in my house. And so I kept the Astro Knights prototype. So we're gonna...
What should we do first?
What should we do first? I feel like we should start with Aeon's End, past and future stuff. And we're just going to go through these, and we're just excited about the new content, and so we want to see the cool cards that you can maybe shuffle in.
I'm divided, Chris.
Yeah?
Because I love Aeon's End. This feels like a heavy box, and I might have to make a whole new storage solution to fit it in.
That's true. You have two big things. So let's start with this. This is an expansion that requires the New Age or Aeon's End Outcasts to play. Do you have those?
I know what's going on here. So, I don't know what's going on with this, because I didn't really pay attention. Was this in Kickstarter?
It was on Kickstarter. It's just fulfilling. I know a little bit about this, but why don't you talk a bit about Outcasts and the New Age, since you'll be more of an expert than I.
There have been a lot of different copies of Aeon's End that have come out over the years. Aeon's End, the New Age, and Aeon's End Outcasts introduced something called the Expedition System, which is a way to build your own little campaign. And they also sent us a cat.
Yeah, this is thanks to Indie Board and Cards, but I'd like to return them. Didn't come wrapped. Hey, buddy.
So in Aeon's End, a giant cat will attack you, and you have to fend them off with cards.
Every time. But sometimes the giant cat looks a little bit different. Oh, yeah, the Expedition System, that is what this has. That's what I was looking up as well.
Yeah, come over here.
Looking at the contents.
Oh, no, don't come over here.
All right.
The cat's gone. So... Outcast in the New Age introduced the Expedition System, which was a way to use all of your Aeon's End content and create little mini 4-step campaigns.
Yeah.
So you'd randomly get 4 monsters. You'd randomly get a couple breach mages to fight those monsters. And every time you gained a victory, you would gain treasures, and you would be able to change up the store of the cards in the middle. If you've never played Aeon's End, it's a deck builder. You have a store of 9 cards in the middle.
Yep.
Players take turns to buy those cards and fight monsters and try to beat a big boss.
Yeah.
So I think
this just adds more expedition content in here. That's why you need the New Age or the Outcast to play. Because it has that structure in place.
That's the most exciting thing you could have said to me, because I love the expedition system, and every time I get new Aeon's End stuff, it's specifically so I can play in more expeditions.
Amazing. Well, because we played through the Legacy version together, and it's just like a little mini Legacy is what it feels like, right?
Basically.
That you level up your characters. All right, so let's just take a look on what's inside then, Zach. Feast your eyes on these popsicles.
Ooh, a new rule book?
Yeah. And you see the narrative books that are popping up there, too.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's interesting.
So this a little bit more about this, Zach, is that this is sort of the past and the future. You see this past rulebook, future rulebook. There's kind of like 5 things on each. So it'll give you cards from the past, and it'll give you cards from the future, and like bounce you back and forth. That's what I feel. This is nice. This is giving you just additional tokens, some closed breaches.
So that's something, as they've been making new Aeon's End games, they add a couple new mechanics with every game.
Yeah.
And every time they add like a new kind of token.
Yeah.
A new kind of token. And so a lot of the new stuff, if you don't have the old things, you don't have the tokens to use them, this is some different tokens from a bunch of different past expansions.
So, that's cool.
So that I like it. If you haven't got on the Aeon's End from the beginning, you don't have like the first couple versions of it. You can get the later versions, and it has a few
of the tokens.
To make sure you can play the stuff.
That's really good.
I like it. Ooh, there's new stuff here I don't recognize, Chris.
Yes, I'm glad, Zach. Oh, we got some bags here, and we also have these little envelopes that say "Past 1, do not open until instructed." Which is lovely, which we're not going to open until we're instructed.
Sure.
Should we open Past 1?
Let's open Past 1.
We're going to open Past 1, so if you're interested in no spoilers, skip ahead until you don't see this. What we're opening, but it looks just like a couple of breach mages.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Past 1, Past 1, Past 1, Past 1.
Most of the Aeon's End big box content comes, and it's sort of already set up as like a little mini campaign. And once you play through all of it, you just sort of mix that content in.
But I love that it's set up as the mini campaign, so you can play through it and then you mix it in. I think that's one of the great strengths of Aeon's End is that. Okay, I want to check out these people's powers. That's what I really want to do. We got Ona, where you can cast one of your prep spells without discarding it, then resolve all effects on cards in the ability zone in any order. The ability zone is a new thing.
That's a new thing.
So I'm not going to. They're probably all going to be ability zone stuff. Gain 5 knowledge.
What's knowledge? Are these knowledge tokens?
Probably, because they got books on them. Or grave cards you gain this turn may be placed on the top of your deck. That's huge, so you don't have to cycle through it. Or Gravehold gains 5 life, also good power. Orion, execute program. Cast any number of spells prepped to breaches with relics attached to them without discarding those spells.
These are all new keywords, friends.
This is actually going to be really excited. And then wall off. Any player activate during your main phase. Any player gains 3 life. If you have 5 or more cards that cost more than 0 in your discard pile, any ally gains a spell and places it into their hand. Oh, cool. So if you've been tanking up.
I don't care about his ability. He's got a crab hand.
I missed that he had a crab hand.
He's got a crab hand. The crab chooses violence.
All right. So I'm putting these back. Yeah. We're not going to look at the other ones to keep it, keep it secret, keep it safe, so we can play through this.
I really like the way that they divide out their content in their expansions, especially because it lets you. Oh, I'm excited.
Pass 2A, pass. Oh yeah, but it says what's down there. It says 1 mat and So there's going to be new people, but they're obviously going to have relevant to whatever keyword. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's fine.
I got excited by.
Yeah, I love how they divide up their content into a little staged mini campaign, because it
just the mats.
It always gives you an opportunity to sort of discover all the new mechanics and things, and add and add and add until and really learn the system. I have to say, I like that, but I also, most of the time when I get a new box, I
You
take
just
it
open
all
it
out of
up.
the envelopes and I mix it in right away because I have no patience.
That's fair. I mean, we can open them then. I feel like Future
Well,
2A
we can't ruin it for your
and
friends.
2B. Yeah, we won't ruin it for you guys, but we could look at Future one.
Let's look at Future.
Let's look at Future one.
Let's look at
I
Future
feel like
one.
Future 2A and Future 2B, I feel like this is a choice.
Yeah.
I feel like these are going to be two of the same. You know what I mean?
Oh, what I'm gonna bet is
Yeah.
I bet at the beginning you choose past or future,
Yeah.
and I bet you fight future monsters with past characters or something like that.
Yeah.
This is me just guessing. Oh no, these are all characters too.
Oh, and these are all cards that you're adding in. This is a
Yeah,
it's a hard unboxing because we don't want to show
You
these.
can't
and
look at
spoil
that
them.
stuff.
We can look at,
Stop! Don't look at it.
We can
Stop!
look at one. Yeah, they're all stop cards. They're all just stop cards, so we won't spoil too much, but we might give you a little glimpse. Like this one, these are the future people. Do you recognize any of these people? Like, are they? Because sometimes you get multiple versions.
Yeah.
Of
So
ones.
with all of Aeon's in content that sort of has come out so far,
Yeah.
it has been different versions of the same characters. Like I think the characters you got in Aeon's End, the first box, the original wave,
Mhm.
have older versions in I think the third wave.
Yeah.
And then like real old versions in the like
Yeah.
sixth
Yeah,
wave.
yeah.
And so there are a bunch of different versions and different sort of implementations of the same character, similar mechanics.
Try to put it here, I think. Just for framing.
Yes, sorry. I like these ones are more steampunky than the other ones.
Yeah.
What's his ability? Gain up to. Oh my god, he's got so much text on him.
Yeah.
Oh, this may be a thing to read off camera. No, I don't recognize any of these people. But knowing Aeon's End, there's probably a deep back. Well, they probably have backstories on
Yeah,
them.
they always do.
They're probably the descendants of characters from other Aeon's End content.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. I'm excited.
I love that it's just all new mages. Well, and I think it's because I like asymmetrical abilities, right? And you're always getting something new.
Something because I have so much Aeon's End content.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different versions of the same mage, and it makes it a little hard to sort of like sort through stuff.
Yeah.
So I like that I haven't recognized any of these characters.
Yeah.
Because it'll be easier to tell apart.
We're gonna open this 1A.
1A?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop. Don't open until instructed to do so. Well, I'm instructing you. Again, if you're afraid of spoilers, then skip ahead. But we're just gonna look at it's because it's the starting one, right? Like you're gonna see these new.
Yeah.
I want to see the new cards. I want to see the new abilities, right? Splintered Garnet costs 5, but there's this little 4 under here.
I
Which
don't know what that means.
It must be something like if you have a certain amount of knowledge, you get to buy things cheaper, right? Which could be cool.
It would make sense that like if they're playing with past future, people from the future would know more about stuff from the past.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. We should probably read the rule book before we unbox this. But
I kind of like that we're just.
I like the speculation.
Yeah.
Like maybe we'll have to do a follow-up.
Maybe.
On
or maybe if you were watching this, you already like Aeon's End, or maybe you should just go get something from Aeon's End and play it because it's really fun.
when you develop this, destroy a gem you played this turn. Don't know what develop keyword means.
No.
Gain 3 or gain 3, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's developing from 5 to 4, something like that. Developing is often like well, there's a lot of those. Usually it's only like 5.
I think there's 7 of every gem and 5 of every spell.
Gotcha, okay. Seer's Wrath, when you develop this, look at the top card in turn order. So this is, again, develop, cast, deal 3 damage. So developing potentially decreases the cost for everybody else, too?
Maybe?
Like, I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
have a choice.
Oh, all of this is interacting with new mechanics, so that's tough.
This is huge. 7, but it's a 4 under here. Deal 5 damage divided however you choose to the nemesis and any number of minions. So you can just be like, that's really cool. Flaming Aura, which is clearly, these are clearly the starter cards because there's only 1 of each. This is what people start with. Cast a prep spell from your hand that costs 5. Prep a spell from your hand that costs 5 or less. Return this to your hand. Oh, that like cycles things. That's so cool. Gain 1. Your tether may discard a gem. If you do gain 2, the next card you gain goes on top of your tether's discard pile, so you would tether probably with another player. That's cool. You may discard any number of cards in hand, then you may gain a gem from the supply that costs less or equal to the number of cards discarded. So you could discard spells to turn them into money if you needed, like your little sparks that didn't matter.
Right, so these are going to be player abilities for probably the starting characters,
these are the
right?
starting characters, yeah. This is cast from Neftier's Consuming Breach. Deal 2 damage, otherwise deal 1 damage, so specifically to where you want it. Stop! This is the back of the stop. Do not open from this side. I didn't.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to put this back in.
I just checked what develop means.
Yeah.
You can pay the cost below. That's
Yeah.
the develop cost to put it into a special section of your board.
Cool.
And you can pay that cost to play cards from that section of your board. So it's instead of paying the higher cost from the store.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's more complicated than that.
That makes
I've
sense.
only skimmed that rule.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
but that's cool. I really like. Oh.
All right, I'm gonna open these other little expansion packs. I know we're gonna get to just look at cards and
Yeah.
people in there, and I don't want to make it huge spoilery. Even though I was just gonna go through and just read all the cards because I want to do that. But there's also a crap load, and that might make this video take a bajillion years. Which,
Yeah.
not that it's a bad thing.
I mean, I tell you what I'm going to do when I get home.
Yeah.
I'm going to take everything out of its envelope. I'm going to read it all, and then I'm going to file it into my box and see if it fits.
You're not getting it out of this house.
No? You're going to keep this? You need Outcasts to play it, Chris. So that's not going to happen.
Not if you're gonna put it in like a monstrous creature, Zach. No.
I'm going to mix it into 1,000 other Aeon's End cards, and we'll only randomly get 1 or 2 of them.
No, I'm just gonna go buy Outcasts. All right, so here we have. This is the mini expansion again. Like they give these mini expansions to incentivize purchasing on Kickstarter.
I like the mini expansions more than the big main expansions a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because a couple of the big main expansions I haven't gotten, but I've gotten the mini expansions associated with them.
Yeah.
Because they introduce those same mechanics that the big box does, but the big box comes with tokens and like 8 mages and a bunch of monsters. And if I just want to include those mechanics and a bunch of cards into my big game, these are really efficient for doing that without giving me a bunch of stuff I already own.
Cool. That's actually a really great point.
So if you want to expand your Aeon's End collection, but you don't necessarily want to balloon it to the absurd extent I haven't ballooned it to, these little expansions are great to add extra flavor.
Yeah. There's only 1 breach. Kiri only has 1 breach.
Oh,
And it's a Phoenix breach.
I love it.
So prep the top card of the Phoenix deck to the Phoenix breach. Cast that spell. Repeat this once. Is Kiri the best character in this game?
It looks like the coolest character so
Probably.
far. Look at all the text on her Phoenix breach.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's open this Phoenix breach. Oh, it's even got little knowledge tokens and little other tokens in here.
Right.
Just
so,
kind of loose. That's nice.
Yeah, so if you don't have the big box, you'd be able to interact with the knowledge.
Oh, and it's saying here too, right? Like Ether token. Allow you to gain Ether tokens. You can use them as if they're money buying power.
That got introduced in one of the Legacy games, so it's saying, hey, if you didn't have that game, this is how that works.
Yeah, and some effects will gain you knowledge. This is a new resource. They'll be tracked with tokens. Knowledge stays with you until you spend it. So you spend knowledge, right? It's just a new resource is what this is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then swap. These cards have the ability to switch into a brand new card. So there's a swap thing. And sometimes they switch back. The cards they switch into should not be included in the supply.
Set to the side?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you can swap it as you play? Like, this game's so great.
I like... Aeon's End has like a really solid core gameplay loop and like mechanics. All of the extra stuff plays with it in such a fun way that the same thing becomes fresh every time you mix a little bit of something else in. I like it.
Yeah. This is just an additional monster that you can face.
Yeah, well, I think
big bad.
I love the big bads because some of the big bads in the original Aeon's Ends way too easy, and a lot of these new little box expansions have the hardest stuff in it. Yeah, and I like the hardest stuff.
We played a game of this the other day, which was so I hadn't played it in such a long time, and like the 3 of us got together, me, you, Brandon. That's who we played Legacy with too. Like I hadn't played in a long time. We're like, oh, you want to play Aeon's End? So we pulled one out. We faced this one boss who was so hard. He had the pylons all around him. And it was just like a friggin' blast. Look at this Phoenix breach. Like,
yeah, so you put it up there.
Get out of here.
Oh. It wants you to put your deck and your discard up above.
Cool. Oh, no, I think that's the Phoenix deck. Because there's specific Phoenix deck cards as well.
I like how... So, like, the first version of Aeon's End, all the characters were really simple.
Yeah.
The second version of Aeon's End, they had was zany things like this breach mage has one less breach.
Yeah.
The next one was like, hey, this breach mage gets a whole new deck. The next version of Aeon's End was like, hey, this breach mage is crazy. It's got a special card. But now we're at the point where there's another player board who has a Phoenix with its own special Phoenix deck.
The first breach mage.
Oh.
That's cool.
Oh.
That's cool.
Getting some deep lore.
All right, so this is... they're all like... this gray-backed. Those randomizers? Yeah, I think those are
the randomizers are for mixing all the Aeon's End content together.
Entropy, deteriorate.
I don't know what these are. Oh, these are
like the new Nemesis ones.
for probably this guy.
I was just looking at the back before we look at the front.
Yeah, the Endless Decay interacts with deteriorate.
Oh, this is cool. Condensed pot. Oh, this is starting one. I think while prepped once per turn during your main phase, gain 1 knowledge and then cast deal 1 damage. So you just leave it prepped and you're constantly like learning and learning.
But you only have the 1 breach.
But you do only have the 1 breach. That's tough.
That's
cast
cool.
deal 1 damage. You may spend 2 knowledge to swap this for Phoenix Blaze. Phoenix Ember, so Phoenix Spark, Phoenix Ember, deal 1 damage to swap this for Phoenix Blast. So like you're upgrading your stuff, right?
Right.
Phoenix Flare, Phoenix Blaze is harder because it's got the swap token. Deal 2 damage, you gain a thing. You can swap it for Phoenix Pyre, right? And so like you're upgrading your Phoenix cards as you play through. This is so cool.
Oh, I love it.
Phoenix Pyre can take 3 damage, any player gets a life. So like you can prep it, or you can
right, or you could
upgrade
or
yourself.
You can swap it for something else if you need it, right?
All these Phoenix cards. Oh, that's so cool.
That's so exciting because that would be the Phoenix deck, right?
Yeah.
And then you'd be building your own deck to the side of that as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but it seems like that. Rodonics. If it's the first Rodonics you play, you draw an additional card, so you only want to have 1.
I think it's so. All of the things you buy stuff within Aeon's End are little crystals.
Yeah.
And like 8 expansions in, they're stretching so hard on what kind of crystal. At the beginning, it was like an emerald, a diamond, a sapphire, a cracked diamond. And now it's like rudimoniumate, rutabagas,
crystallized rutabaga. Lashing Sinew. When you prep this, draw an additional card at the end of your turn. At the end of this turn. That's awesome.
I love
this additional card draw and then cast deal 2 damage. Yeah. 2 damage isn't huge, but drawing an additional card is.
Yeah, just having those locked in to cycle. Propel.
Deal 4 damage. You place this into your discard pile. Swap this card for Gather Force. So I guess if you don't cast it, or maybe when you do cast it,
this is probably a card that another card that's Gather Force that goes into the store, right?
Yeah.
So you buy Gather Force, and then you can swap it for this, which is on the side.
No. You swap this for the ones that have the swap symbol.
Oh, okay.
And they just have this cost because some things relate to cost. Like,
if
players have a cost of 7 in their hand, like if a Nemesis attacks, right, you need to maintain a cost.
So yeah, you would buy Propel, and then you could swap it for Gather Force.
But it turns into a relic and not a spell.
Right? Oh, right.
But if you place this in your discard pile...
I love that because then you start to have like a throwing out and then like a pulling back in and throwing back out again.
Oh no, and then swap this card for Propel. So you're constantly swapping back and forth between the two. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's cool. Starfall, deal 3 damage, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Yeah, these small little ones feel like a lot of value.
It's a ton of value. It adds all the mechanics from the big box. It just doesn't add as much, right?
But like honestly, who cares?
I think it's great because you usually get like one character that's really hyper focused on using a lot of new mechanics.
Yeah.
And one monster that's really hyper focused on using a lot of new mechanics. That's usually really hard.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of stuff to mix into your store. So the little boxes feel absolutely great.
Yeah.
And the big boxes give you a lot more mages and stuff like that, which is great if you want that.
Yeah. Then it's just a bunch of these cards for this specific the endless decay, right? You always build the deck this way,
right? And then there should be some treasures in there. Yeah, cool.
Couple treasures, couple treasure 2.
The treasures are for when you play an expedition, like a little tiny mini campaign. You earn treasures as you defeat bosses.
Cool.
Yeah. I like having more to add to my little treasure stack because that just makes it more exciting to level up.
Yeah.
Let's look at the next one.
This video might be too long. We might have to just split Astro Knights into a second one.
Oh, maybe.
We'll probably blaze through Astro
You know what?
Knights, you know what I mean?
We're just squeeing here.
Yeah, we're just having fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why we'd be doing this without a camera. Really. Well, I'd be pushing Zach away.
I'd be quietly at home doing this.
He'd be opening all of the.
I'm so tempted to do that right now.
I can see why you would, though, right? Like if you just want to play.
Yeah, well, because like.
But you could just play one campaign using this stuff. Like,
absolutely.
That's what I would do in terms of the structured thing, and then I would implement.
The big negative to the way I interact with Aeon's End, I mix it all together, is a lot of the characters and monsters and cards in each expansion shake hands with each other really well.
Yeah.
So when I mix it all together and we play with random mages and against random bosses with a random store that we sort of develop, there sometimes there isn't as much synergy as the game is when you play just out of one box. And you really see how stuff is meant to work when you play just with one box.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying that you have to save it so that we can go through a campaign together, because we don't have enough campaigns on the go.
Chris, we have so many campaigns to work through.
And I'm going away for 3 months.
I know.
But it doesn't matter. That's the rule.
You saying I can't mix this in?
No, wait and play with me.
You're hurting me.
You gotta wait and play with me.
You're hurting me, Chris.
You can play with Brandon and Skype me in. I want to see how the because I want to see how it goes, right? Like I just for like specific like review purposes.
I'll survive, Chris. I'll survive, and I'll just think to myself, I get to play Aeon's End with Chris again.
Yeah.
So
I can hold on to it so that you don't feel tempted.
No, you should give it to me. You should give it to me.
Yeah, I know you too well that you've already unboxed it all in your head. But like, I think that's a great point. Like, here's our new like. This feels like when the Kickstarter. Like, when Kickstarters happen and they have these little side things, I go, who cares? They're just a little mini expansion. But, like, actually holding onto it and, like, seeing the stuff that's inside, it feels...
It's so dense with content for how small it is.
Yeah.
And they're pretty reasonably priced as well. Like, they don't cost the same as a whole board game do.
Yeah, they should.
And if you have some content for Aeon's End, jamming it in just feels so, like... It's exploded your possibilities for play.
Yeah.
And it was just a little bit of box.
Yeah.
Flip through these fast.
Okay, so we got Dorian. Gain 3 money. And then the next time you gain a spell, you can prep it into any player's breach, so you could have that immediate attack, which is kind of cool.
Sweet.
This is a beginning one. Gain $2 if the Nemesis tier is 2 or higher. Draw an additional card at the end of this turn. So Nemesis tier, I assume, means like the... Yeah,
so when you play an expedition, there are level 1, 2, 3, and 4 Nemesis.
Because this is a novel 4.
Yeah, based on how hard they're going to be, right?
Okay, cool. That's what I expect.
So when you fight your first Nemesis in expedition, it'll be a level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Develop this. Deal 2 damage. Attack. Attach this to any player's breach. When a spell is cast from the breach, any ally may prep a spell into one of their closed or open breaches. It's just like helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Oh, there's Kiri. She's got a crossover.
Yeah.
Crossover into this evolution pack.
Yeah, because it's all from the same wave, right?
When you develop this, draw an additional card at the end of this turn. I haven't seen a lot. Is there a lot of card draw?
No.
So I feel like
card draw is really rare.
This adding card
usually
draw
really
feels,
expensive. Like that's why she costs 8.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's huge.
And it's a relic, so it's going to clog up your deck. It's not a spell.
Yeah.
Right.
Gain 2 charges. Draw an additional card. Right.
So strong though.
That's really good. Yeah. When you prep another spell, you gain $1. That's really good.
The ways to gain money here are really incredible.
I was starting to say that, and then we had to turn the camera on and off, and so Zach stole it from me. Cool, yeah, then these are the randomizers.
Ooh, what are these?
Those, I think, are just the Nemesis stuff.
Ooh.
Compulsion.
Compulsion.
Because there was some other things on the other that we got out. That's the problem with unboxing is, like, you don't really know the... Yeah,
I bet this is for the monster that came in this expansion.
But there were, like, it's similar to this, right? There was these ones that said deteriorate and entropy, right?
Yeah, these are probably special cards for that monster. Yeah. That's super cool.
Yeah, cool.
Bunch of attacks for the monsters. Some more treasures.
Cool.
I like that.
I like the thing.
And some randomizers to randomize the mages and randomize the monster as well.
Cool.
Cool. What's the? I guess I just saw a little picture of the monster. He's down here.
Oh yeah, the clouded Mesmer. Only 60 health to be a level 4 monster. That means he's going to be very scary.
Level 4 monsters do a lot of crazy stuff. Like the one we
Yeah.
played last time was a level 4, and
Yeah.
he made you pay money to hurt him instead of
Yeah.
cast spells. It was
Yeah.
brutal.
The player with the target token gains the top card of the compulsion deck. Then that player passes the target token. This thing right here. So
Oh,
you're-
it's just
you're
a
getting
terrible
targeted.
thing.
Yeah.
They're just permanent debuffs.
Oof. Cool.
Okay, cool. I like it. I like it a lot, Chris.
I like it too.
You got to come back from the East Coast so we can play
I know.
Aeon's End. And we got to play Ether Fields, and we got to
Yep.
play Trudvang,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to play, what else do you got racked up there?
What else are we playing? Like campaign-wise? Is that it?
I think that's pretty much it.
Well, already I want to play with you when it comes
Right.
in. Like, that looks so good.
Yeah, it looks so cool. And then you're playing Seafall right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not with me.
Not with you.
I've already played Seafall.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we're talking about the campaigns that I'm playing, I don't want to get into that.
All right,
Cool. So we're going to put these aside.
cool. Might as well put them all in that box.
Might as well.
Because it's all destined for the same box in the end. Chris.
Yeah, it's all destined for the same
I promise we
box.
won't end up in that box
In the end.
tonight.
Yeah.
I'll have to restrain myself.
Oh, I know you're going to do it. I know you're gonna, I'm
No,
with
you know
the
what?
other way.
You
You're
know-
going to be running from
Do
the
you know
house.
why I can't do it tonight, Chris?
Why?
Because my box is full.
That's true.
Both boxes, because it's in 2 boxes now,
Yeah.
are full of Aeon's End content.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need to find a new, bigger box before I can combine this.
Yeah. Oh, these were the other cards that I was looking
A little tiny part of me was hoping we would open this box and there would only be like a couple cards, so I could
Yeah.
be like, I can easily combine it. But there's too much there. There's too much for me to fit it.
Oh, that's a good problem to have.
It's a
Zach.
wonderful problem to have.
All right, so I think we should continue this video. You think, or should we stop it and go to another one? What do you think?
They're still out there.
They're still out there.
They're still out there.
Still watching?
You're still watching? If you're watching, give us a little thumbs up.
Oh, good marketing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And then you know, subscribe to him on Patreon.
Yeah, good marketing.
Patreon.com/Chris George is the best.
That's
What is
the
it?
one.
What's it actually called?
Whoever is there at Chris George is the best deserves your money. Honestly, if somebody wants to make a Patreon that's over there, they can because they earned it. Cool. Let's check out Astro Knights.
Let's look at that. I am excited about this for many of the same reasons
Mhm.
as Aeon's End.
Well, the one thing that I really did like about Astro Knights, and this is in my review, is that that's nice. Is that this is nice too though. This is nice too. One thing that I really like about Astro Knights is that the market, you get like one card and then you buy it and there's a new card. And so sometimes in Aeon's End you can get a market of cards that just doesn't work, especially if you have all that content, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you can randomize it, and it is just not the
It's
best.
like the it's meant to have all the characters that do the things, and then you don't have those characters, and then you don't have that in the market, and you're facing off against a boss that's just super hard.
That's
right?
part of the thing I kind of love about it.
Yeah.
But that can be a challenge. There's a little fruit fly.
Not anymore.
Astro Knights, kill the Blyes.
So here we have Astro Knights. We've got this. Here we've got these 4. These are the 4 evil people.
Mm-hmm.
These are the ones that you're going to
I
be
recognize
taking out.
2 of them.
Yeah, I think we played 2 of them together. I think we played that one.
Yeah, it was that one and this
We
one.
played whatever the hardest ones were, right?
Yeah.
Normal difficulty, challenge. Oh yeah, here's challenge rating.
Yeah, we played this one and probably
Then
this
we
one.
played that one. Yeah, I think we played the 2. I felt like we played the architect. Maybe played
Maybe
the
there was only
architect
2.
by myself.
You know what? We'll find out.
There was
Look at
4.
this
There
box.
was definitely 4. I was wondering if there was going to be any more from prototype to this, but I don't think so. Here we have the characters.
Close this so I don't mix
Oh, I was like, this is a bit flimsy, but it's meant to be. It's meant to be punched out, so that it has kind of like, it's not dual layered, but it's a whole layered,
Mhm.
so that you have a way of tracking.
Well, once you place it on the table, it's sort of dual layered.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you go boom, you don't need it to be dual layered. You just pop it in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Then we've got a bunch of these tokens. I remember this. These were these
Locations.
levels. No, these are the levels. So like as you go through, it kind of levels up, and so as you're playing through them, they level up and make new stuff happen to them. It's kind of cool. Oh, this is cool. Little deck boxes.
Oh, that's so clever.
Better rather than
Cart dividers.
the dividers.
That's 1,000 times better.
That's really good.
Oh,
That's really, really good. Yeah, your Aeon's End sucks,
I need to get a bunch of little cardboard deck boxes.
Or you could do bags. You just do like it'd be a lot of bags. Somebody
The bags take up so much extra space.
Yeah, I know.
This is great.
This is a really smart idea.
If you don't understand why I think this is great, it's because every boss in Aeon's End and Astro Knights comes with a little deck of cards.
Yeah.
And you got to keep those separate so you don't mix them up. Having little separate boxes for them
That you can just grab is
that's so.
like they're just them just being slotted in
The
there.
difference between two games that are
Yeah.
equally fun is if one of them has a better storage solution, you will play that one 1,000 times more often.
Yeah. Legit, you can pull this out, like pass it to a spot on the table and slip it back in. Because dividers, they flop,
Yeah.
right? This is really smart. I did not know that was coming. That's really smart.
I might have to stop playing Aeon's End. How much content is out there for Astro Knights so far?
Just this. But the second Kickstarter just finished.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it either is finished or... I think it just finished. Yeah, it just finished.
You see, here I've been strategically avoiding Kickstarters so I don't chase them all, but I might have to hunt that one down.
Boom, boom. Those are easy to... Those are just nice, solid.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
I love dials. Anything that gives me dials instead of making
Instead of tokens. Yeah, like
tokens.
upkeep. Yeah, 100%. That's the one bad thing about Attack on Titan. There should be dials for the Titans. But,
I agree.
Oh yeah, here's the best part about Astro Knights. You can see also too, like the amount of actual physical card content in Astro Knights versus the amount of physical card content in Aeon's End.
Well, I think
a lot.
A benefit a reason there's less in Astro Knights is because every single card in Aeon's End has to go into a store.
Yeah, and
there needs to be 5 to 7 copies of everything. But because the store in Astro Knights is randomized, right? You buy the top card and there's a different card underneath, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need multiple copies of everything for the store to function.
Yeah.
Which I think is an elegant thing.
Yeah. Only four locations. I think these had this in the prototype as well.
Mm-hmm.
So not too many changes from the prototype.
No, not
I was
at all.
expecting a little bit more added.
What's on that
stuff?
Is anything on the other side? No.
Homeworld.
Homeworlds. Cool.
Yeah. I really love the homeworld concept that it gives Gravehold or your homeworld, whatever it's called, a special ability.
Yeah. So if you don't know the theme of Astro Knights, you are the Astro Knights, and you protect a home world from a terrifying galactic menace.
Yeah.
And each of the homeworlds gives you a different special ability for that entire game that you're using it. I like it. I like the sort of like, I don't know what aesthetic I would say this is. It's like sort of like 80s superhero.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Cosmic thing. I like how they're like a little pastel-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So you can see these little symbols in the bottom corner. That's how you know what deck these are in. So all of these would be in one deck. And when you buy the top one, it would either go to the bottom or go into your hand or into your deck, right? So that's why, again, like I agree that there shouldn't be that many cards for this.
Yeah.
Because if there are, then you're never going to see
cycle
this stuff and you never cycle through. And I think a large part is kind of cycling through. So these all, like, this art looks all the same compared to the prototype. I think it's just kind of upgrades with the cardboard.
Yeah, because these were just paper. We didn't have the deck boxes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's little rule tweaks and like quality things.
Sure. I mean, we got a rule book this time.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at the difference. Let's find one of those.
But this is also cool. And like, obviously, I just figured because I still had the prototype and I hadn't got rid of it. Again, because I like it a lot, right?
Yeah. So the holes punched, which I think is a lot better.
Is nice. Yeah.
This is literally just paper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like cardboard better.
But you can also see why I held on to it, because I was like, it's perfectly playable.
It's absolutely playable.
Yeah. Like, obviously, you want cardboard better, right? Like, you do. But even the art, like, the art here seemed final. And this is going to change from prototype to prototype, right? Depending upon the stage of development, depending upon all that sort of stuff.
I mean, Astro Knights is made by the same people as Aeon Zen, right?
Yeah.
So they,
well, because it's the same game.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, at this point in time, they know what they're doing. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think that when they
fair.
went to Kickstarter with this, I don't think they were like, do we have a hit or not? They knew. They knew. They had their art team. They were like, we kicked it out of the park.
Yeah.
The designer was like, I've designed it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they knew what was going on. So I'm not surprised that it hasn't changed completely.
Yeah, it's almost exactly the same. Oh, and then these are all the cards for the people that will put in the deck boxes. Deck boxes, though, huge. Let's open that Orion system since we know everything that's in here.
Yeah. Clear this out of the way.
Yeah.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Orion? I don't even know her.
Get the bear back in here. I gotta tell him to eat you alive.
Did we start with the bear? We didn't start with the bear. I'm not on this one.
All right. More levelly things.
Cool, because you're getting more. Oh, this is where the added people have come in. I see what they did. Because I was like, I'm surprised they didn't add characters from the
But they definitely
prototype.
did.
But they did. It was just in this smaller box, which I'm not even upset about because, like, down the line, you can have it, right?
Yeah. Cool. Looks like only one new big boss added. Looks a little bit like Saren from Mass Effect.
Oh yeah. This is cool. I already love this. To use these player cards, shuffle them into the supply decks you receive with Astro Knights that have the matching symbol in the lower corner.
I was curious whether we're going to have new decks or whether they were just going to get added to the old ones. I like that.
But it's going to get added, but I also feel like this is this alien's ability that, like, these are bad things. When you're cycling through, they pop out, right? That's my bet.
That's interesting.
Right?
Yeah,
I don't know,
parasite.
though. I don't know, though. Tactic Visor, but that could be cool in terms of
what's the back look like?
It's the same, so I think it is just shuffle them in. So they are new cards to shuffle in, right? But, this character looks really cool. Yeah, this art is great. Like, it's simple. They know what they're doing.
Have I expressed how much I love that these are deck boxes?
It's really good. Now, you can play this way in Aeon's End as well. You literally just take the randomizer cards so that you don't have to, like, disassemble a deck like a crazy person.
Yeah, I've done that before. It's fun. I prefer it to have, like, actual full decks and play like Aeon's End, but it works both ways.
Yeah.
I think this is more designed for this system. That's cool. Cool.
Did you make that deck box there for me then?
I made that little deck box just for you.
Oh, and I was like, they're big, but that's so you can have sleeve cards.
Yeah.
So that also might be a thing. If you don't have sleeve cards, you don't actually need this space, right?
Yeah. I think this is all going to fit in the normal Astro Knights box.
I think so too, but I mean, like, this is half full, right? You see?
What's peculiar is they also have a divider.
It is, yeah. Yeah, so you can do it how you want. Well, maybe because what I was just saying, right? Like, this is only half full. If as you go through, you want to get rid of the deck boxes, I'd take the deck boxes. Well, Yuval, for Dominion, he just has them all in bags. So you know, you have me make a market of 10.
Yeah.
So he literally just reaches into it and pulls out like 10 bags, and that's how he like makes it. But yeah, this. Oh, and they want to store these as well.
Oh yeah, I guess
they better fit. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. What's your opinion on sleeving cards, Chris?
I hate sleeving cards.
Me too.
Oh yeah, because it fits a little in there. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think it makes it easier to shuffle.
I have to see it to believe it, Chris. Roll the tape.
I'll have to find that. Oh, jeez, I hate.
You don't have to roll the tape. That's fine.
Cool. Yeah, just more stuff. What are these people's abilities? Let's just see their abilities, and then let's call that a video. Activate during your main phase. Overcharge a tech, then overcharge a deck. Reveal the turn order cards and return those cards in any order, so you can manipulate it.
Activate during your main phase. Defeat a minion.
Wow.
That's great. If you have 5 or less health, Gain
Yeah.
2 health. Alexos. Alexos, can we be friends?
I think one thing that this simplifies is also the breaches, right? Like, it is a simpler game. It gets you playing quicker. There's less setup as well. Like, you get it to the table a lot more. I think for my preference, I think Aeon's End is still, but that's just because of the added complexity, and I like the added complexity, and you're dealing with like a dearth of like such a large system already, right? But what else was I going to say? I forget now. You say something, Zach.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers, aspiring gamers, this was Room and Board.
Oh, we're ending it.
Oh, are we?
That's it.
Are we not? We can talk about something else. What do you want to talk about?
I think we can end it. There was one thing that I was going to say, but I'll just put in the comments.
You got my list of stuff. We could rank every Aeon's End that ever existed.
I think this video is long enough that we should save that for another video.
Probably long enough.
But thanks everybody for watching. That's going to bug me, what I was going to say.
Was it an insightful comment about the mechanics?
I think it was, but you know what?
Was it a delightful compliment on the art?
It might have been, but you know what?
Was it an enthusiastic entreaty to play the game to your audience?
It could have been, but you know what? You'll never know. Thanks everybody for watching. My name is Chris George.
I'm Zachary.
And you know what? Maybe it was a catchphrase. Maybe I come up with a catchphrase.
Catchphrase was coming upon you and I cut it off?
Yeah, I don't have a catchphrase, so that would have been good. But what could you do? Turn it back on. Turn it on.
What is this, Christopher?
I forgot something.
What did you forget?
This is Aeon's End playmat.
It's neoprene, Chris.
Neoprene, baby. Neoprene mats, Zach.
I like them.
Yeah.
Especially for card games, because they give it a little bit of give, let you pull a card up without pulling it to the side of the table. I'm always a little surprised.
I do like this like outlining everything.
I do it too. I'm always a little surprised when you see a neoprene mat from a distance. It looks really high detail, but when you get really close, you can see like the weave of the mat shakes. You know, it is a little distortion to the graphics, but I like it. Yeah. It's not really how I lay out the game when we play the game.
What I do, what I really do like. I guess I can go on camera for this.
This was impromptu.
And like in front of the mic. I'm good. I do like this from like oldest to newest of like the Nemesis cards in play. I find those specifically are easy to lose track of.
Yeah, me too.
So this might help that. It being in this orientation seems I
don't think it's bad.
No, because you're going to be interacting mostly with the cards anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be this way when you're sitting. And so if I'm touching stuff, I'm going to be touching that. And
usually when I set it up,
boom.
I'll sort of put these beside each other.
Yeah,
right? Lengthwise, because people are usually sitting on the same side of the table.
Yeah.
But this works fine too.
Might have been nicer to orient it this way. Right? Of like separate and whatever. But I do love this.
Yeah, that's nice.
That idea.
I like how you can't miss anything. Stop us from looking for the turn order deck all the time when it moves around the table.
Yeah. It's nice when there's a lot of I appreciate it when there's a lot of moving parts. Having a spot for everything and knowing like just having that map and that layout feels interesting.
I think that's also more important when you're learning the game for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
But then when you're learning the game, you don't know if you like it enough to warrant getting a neoprene mat. That's my usual like cheapy.
I like it.
I'm not a neoprene mat guy, so that's why I wanted to check in with you.
Really? I thought you got sort of converted when you saw
when
that.
I saw the Ankh one.
Yeah.
But
then it was Ankh.
Yeah, then it was Ankh. So like, good job. Come on, you screwed up. You ruined it for everyone.
I do like it. I do like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll play with this then. Well, I mean, obviously.
It's like my birthday came early, Chris.
Yeah, I'm excited to play with this. I'm excited to... Some things, it's weird, like, if you play also with a neoprene mat to start, so Earth, which maybe a review just came out, maybe it didn't, but I first played it with a neoprene mat, and it's just a 4x4 grid. Yeah. Like, just for putting your cards beside. Right? We played Earth. Yeah, we played Earth.
That's the game where you had more cards than you could even possibly imagine holding in your life. Okay, yeah.
That's exactly that game. But for something that has like grids,
Mhm.
I also for Earth, I was like, this is dumb because you don't know where your cards are going to be. Like your grid could shift as well. Like your grid could literally shift by placing this here. You don't know if you're starting a grid up top or down
Right,
below.
they could completely
Like,
move around.
Like it's actually counter to the game. And yet when I played it then without it, I was like, oh, but where's the new pre-mat? So I don't know how I feel about them. I don't know. What? Yeah.
I mean,
It's cool.
yeah,
It's just cool and it adds table presence, right? I think that's why a lot of people like it.
right. It makes a game that's especially just a bunch of little components on a table.
Mhm.
Instead of looking like a mess, it
Yeah.
looks like it is a game.
Purposeful,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So, well,
Right.
there you go. So this is a look at the playmat. It was just rolled up. Seems okay. Like I'm not a playmat expert, so I don't know, but looks fine enough to me. There's the review on that one.
Yeah, I've looked at. I've considered this.
Have you
Chris.
considered this?
I've considered this.
Nice. Well, now we have it, Zach. Now we have it to play
Magical.
with.